Aye, aye, Captain! Aye, aye, Captain! Well, this is refreshing. A PS2 game. My favorite kind of game. So, we're playing SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom, which of course is getting a remake on everything. It's gonna be on Xbox One, it's gonna be on PS4, it's gonna be on the Switch, and even PC. So, that's pretty awesome. So I decided, let's play through this thing on a stream in its entirety. So that's what we're doing right now. Playing through the game from 2003. I used to play this a bunch as a kid. Now we're going to watch a cutscene. And I'm not going to talk over it, except for right now.
A normally peaceful undersea sanctuary, today it will be transformed into a theater of pure horror, wherein our little yellow friend will play the starring role.
Today is the big day. I have devised an ingenious plan to finally steal the Krabby Patty formula. And if Bikini Bottom happens to get demolished in the process, oh well. With my brand new Duplicatotron 3000, I'll clone an army of robots that will wreak mayhem and destruction at my command. One last review of the checklist. Let's see. Item number 1, is Plankton a genius? Answer yes. Okay, checklist complete. Throw in the switch. Welcome, my perfectly obedient robot army. Hang on. I want to get a photo for my scrapbook. Hey, hello? What do you think you're doing? Oh, no, wait, but I'm your master! I made you! No, oh, my good China!
Another perfect day playing robots and racehorses.
Yeah, only I keep getting the racehorses and the robots mixed up.
Wouldn't it be great if we had real robots to play with, Patrick? I'd name mine Robo Jr. or Zorlon or maybe Frankie.
Yeah, these unreal robots are getting boring. Hey, what if we put the robots in here?
Oh, how shellfish of you.
It's not just any shell. It's my magic wishing shell.
Wow, that's great, Patrick.
So we put the toy robots in here.
Okay.
Then we say the magic wishing words and shake the magic wishing shell.
Okay.
Then we go to sleep, and in the morning, we'll have real robots to play with!
But Patrick, aren't we going to say the magic wishing words?
You already did!
So, okay is the magic wishing word?
It used to be Alakazama Alabala Wiesna Tikitana Fushbar Griddle Bits von Wiederschnauzer, but I kept forgetting it.
Are you sure this'll work?
Sure! Last week, I only had one big cookie crumb and I was really hungry. So I put my cookie crumb in the magic wishing shell, then I said the magic wishing word and shook it, and in the morning I had lots of little cookie crumbs!
Patrick, I proclaim that tomorrow is going to be the best day ever.
Good night, SpongeBob.
Good night, Patrick.
The next morning.
Gonna play with robots, gonna play with robots, gonna play with robots, gonna play with... Whoa! Gary, did you do that?
So, that was a pretty good opening cutscene. Sets the whole story up in about, I don't know,
Yeah,
4
Gary,
minutes.
It sure looks like we're in a doozy of a pickle. I think I'm gonna have to learn a lot in order to fix this mess. Meow! What a fantastic idea! These signs will provide important tips to help me out. How do I read the signs? Meow. Oh, okay. Press this button to read the signs. So if I want to come back and talk to you again, just walk up to you and press this button. I'd better get started now, Gary. I think that this is going to be a very long day.
Yeah, like the...
Breaking
Ooh,
news!
okay.
Bikini Bottom residents have been attacked by a raging torrent of robot horror.
So much for fixing this quietly.
Authorities are not sure who is responsible for unleashing the mechanical menaces, but they have assured us that the person is in big trouble.
Uh-oh.
Did I say big trouble? I meant so enormous that it's hard to comprehend trouble. We'll keep you posted as this tragic story unfolds. Tragically, we're sure.
So, it opens just like, you know, you would
From Mr. Krabs.
just get interrupted
It smells
every
sweaty.
10 seconds.
Ahoy there, SpongeBob! As a faithful crew member of the Krusty Krab, you've been, promoted to head shiny object collector.
Wow! A promotion!
That's right, a promotion! So what this here new job entails is you collecting all these shiny objects that the robots are leaving behind and bringing them to me. Now stop seahorsing around and get busy collecting.
It opens like a normal SpongeBob episode, right? Like it's, it feels natural. I mean, it's still got that slight stiffness that you get in a lot of like these older video game cutscenes. Like some of the jokes don't land quite as well as they could, like with timing and the animation being a little bit stiffer and not quite as cartoony as a cartoon would be. But that's to be expected. I mean, this is pretty good. Like feels like SpongeBob, and that's cool. Hey, look, it's a little picture of SpongeBob and Patrick on the wall. So now that we have enough to get in here, we can go into SpongeBob's room. For extra height, double jump. Okay. Can you climb the ladder? No. Okay, that would have been interesting because I don't believe there are actual ladders in the game. Alright, so underwear is your health, and you can pick it up. This game isn't terribly hard, and like underwear is pretty abundant. Oh, if you hit that fast enough, it doesn't hit you. It just explodes on your head. And then you can't actually die from this. Pretty sure. Oh, no, didn't give it a chance to hit me there. Yeah. You can't die from this. Although that would be hilarious if you could just die like that. Hey, look. It's a picture of Sandy. Cool. I think one of the cooler things about this game is like being able to just interact ever so slightly with things like this. Hoping they add more stuff like that into the remake. Make it just I don't know, like another, like just add more Easter eggs, you know, stuff like that to find. So what I think is funny about this game is that their you know, main collectible, basically the coins of the game, are just called shiny objects, which feels a bit on the nose, to be honest. Blah, blah, blah. I know how to play the game. I literally just played through this and did 100% playthrough. Bubble bash. Like that.
Pushing a simple button is the most satisfying.
Push, 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 push. Oh. Signs interrupt? Random quotes like that? Ain't that interesting? Doink. Can you? Oh, I probably... No, I probably still can. I was gonna say I probably could have like jumped across the top of the tikis, but I can just jump straight to it like that. I always remember this little thing here, jumping off of the ball and hitting the button as a really annoying thing, because like it's hard to get this ball to go exactly where you want. I'm thinking maybe they'll make it a little bit easier to move that ball around in the remake. They might not. They don't really need to. Like, you can tell I just did it in 2 tries. But I remember one time when I was much younger, it took me like 30 minutes or more to get that sock once. Hey, look, it's Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy.
Give me some credit, Gary. I remember. Press this button to read the signs.
This button. I always like to see games go like just a little, like the extra mile, and do like different voice recordings for each game. So like if you would have actually said the R1 button. Although, no, you can't remap. You can't remap buttons. Yeah, so because you can't remap buttons, that doesn't really matter. If you could remap buttons, then you couldn't say, you know, press the R1 button, because if you could remap buttons, then, you know, that wouldn't really work.
There's nothing like the sounds of your own neighborhood.
Go away, SpongeBob. You're polluting my thinking space.
Trying to steal the Krabby Patty formula again, eh, Plankton? Well, you won't get away with it.
I've got bigger fish to fry. I've got to figure out how to regain control of the chum bucket from those robots.
Where did they come from?
Where? I don't know. Not for me, though, that's for sure. They just showed up out of nowhere and started calling me rude names and throwing things. They even bent all my spoons. I love those spoons like they were my children.
That's terrible.
Oh, won't you help me stop them? Before they bend all my forks?
Not the forks! Of course I'll help. But wait, I'm supposed to collect a whole lot of golden spatulas.
Golden spatulas, eh? SpongeBob, if you can get me back into the chum bucket, I'll give you a bucket full of golden spatulas. In your dreams.
You've got a deal.
So you got tikis, right? And you break the tikis and they drop shiny objects. But you can also collect shiny objects outside of the tikis, like just, you know, sitting around like this. But you don't really have to collect the shiny objects that sit around. And it doesn't really matter if you don't, because you can essentially get infinite shiny objects because the enemies, the robots, drop shiny objects, and the tikis respawn if you die or go out of bounds. So like if I go out of bounds like this, all the tikis I just broke respawn. Like if I break these and then go out of bounds, they're gonna come right back. Oop, there they are. So, I mean, it's really easy to just farm shiny objects in this game because of that reason. There's also some glitches and, what's the word?
SpongeBob, this flapping robot crisis is making the Krusty Krab lose money like a sinking ship. No money means no more Krusty Krab. No more Krusty Krab means no more fry cooking for you.
No more fry cooking?
But because you're gullible, I'm gonna help you out. And of course make a small profit in return. I've got a few golden spatulas that I'll be willing to trade to you for some of those shiny objects. their employers for? Besides, them shiny objects is worth lots of money. Your treasure chest's looking a bit light, boy. Do you think I've got bilge water on the brain? I ain't running a charity here. Come back when you've got enough shiny objects to trade.
So one of the really noticeable things about this game is that Mr. Krabs is not voiced by the original voice actor from the show.
Patrick, nice sock.
What sock?
The one you're standing on.
Oh, that one. It's lost.
Well, if that one's lost, where are your other socks?
Oh, they're more lost. A bunch of robots came through here and stole my whole sock collection. I could use some help getting them back.
Sure thing, Patrick. What are best friends for?
Okay then, for every 10 socks you bring back to me, I'll give you a golden turkey baster.
You mean spatula?
Bless you.
Hey, 2 socks. So it's like really noticeable that
SpongeBob, I just dropped by to give you a bubble hand.
Bubble buddy.
You see, you're going to need to learn some new bubble-blowing moves if you're going to journey to the 9th dimension and defeat the giant monkey man.
But all I need to do is figure out how to get rid of these robots.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I've been in the soap bottle a little too long. Where were we?
Something about new bubble moves?
Right! Press this button and you'll launch yourself straight up in the air with bubble power that defeats anything that is directly above you. Try it out!
So, before I was rudely interrupted by Bubble Buddy, I was gonna say that they didn't get, I think his name's Clancy Brown, that does the voice of Mr. Krabs. And the guy that they did get does, I wouldn't say a terrible impersonation, but it's not great. They also didn't get Mermaid Man. And I'm really hoping, really hoping they get them for the remake. I think I heard something like they might not be re-recording any of the lines from the game, but like at least get Mr. Krabs and Mermaid Man and just reuse all the old lines if you want. Because you don't have to re-record like SpongeBob's lines. I don't think it'll really make a difference if you got Tom Kenny in to re-record the lines.
4 pairs of underwear. This is great.
So the golden pairs of underwear add 1 extra pair of underwear onto your full HP bar. So now I can take 4 hits before I die. Combat is pretty simple in this game. Enemies hit you, you take 1 damage. And I think most enemies die in 1 hit. Some of the bigger ones die in 2 or 3 hits. But once you get some of the better moves like Bubble Bowl and the Cruise Missile, those tend to take out some of the bigger ones in 1 hit, if I'm not mistaken.
The rolling green hills of Jellyfish Fields, a place to experience nature at its most raw, and sometimes a bit tender from the stings.
Squidward, are you okay?
No, I'm not okay, you barnacle head. Do I look like I'm okay?
Well, your nose does look pretty big. I mean, bigger than usual because it's usually pretty big. And you look clammy. And oh my gosh, you're bald!
I've always been bald, but now I'm stung all over.
Well, according to the Jellyfisher Field Manual, severe jellyfish stings can be treated effectively by applying a thick layer of king jellyfish jelly to the affected areas. King jellyfish?
Well, I guess you're off to scale Spork Mountain and die a horrible death under the vicious tentacles of King Jellyfish. I'll stay here, balled up here in excruciating pain.
You do that! Don't worry, Squidward. I'll bring back that King Jellyfish jelly for you to rub all over yourself.
So one thing I just thought about is when you're talking to NPCs, it would be nice if, like, when the text like rolls over from one like line to the next, where like you have to manually go to the next screen, like a character could be delivering a line and they could be at like the second half of their line, but you're still on the first page of text. Like, just make it go to the next screen of text automatically. So here's hoping they do that in the remake. They did show off basically all of not all of Jellyfish Fields, but a good portion of Jellyfish Fields, at least this first area, in a demo. So maybe they did fix it. I think one of the really interesting things about Jellyfish Fields is it was probably one of the first levels they made in the game, but you can see that right next to SpongeBob and Patrick's and Squidward's house is the Krusty Krab and the Chump Bucket. Like, it's right next to it. They don't have all the levels that were in between, so I'm wondering if the game was originally ordered in a different way, to where the next unlockable area would have been where the Krusty Krab and the Chum Bucket is, and maybe they had something planned after that, or at what point did they decide, no, we want to have the final boss in the Chum Bucket, or maybe the game was just originally a lot shorter. Who knows? But I'm thinking some sort of ordering, because they wouldn't have just put that there and not like all the other stuff like Rock Bottom and Shady Shoals, the police station, like all that should be right there, not the Chum Bucket and the Krusty Krab. So the warp boxes are actually a pretty cool thing that they put in their game. Most games that are like adventure style like this usually put like they'll usually use some sort of like save point warps or something like that. But this game decided to put boxes, and it works. You can also warp to specific golden spatula areas by using the pause menu, which is typically the fastest way to get around. So it means, like, if you leave in the middle of a level and then you come back, but you don't want to go through all the whole level again, and if you don't want to like have to use the warp boxes to go through the whole level, you don't have to. You can just go, oh, I left off on this golden spatula, and then you just go to that golden spatula. So there are Patrick socks in every level, and it tells you how many are in each level. So there's 14 in this level, and it's the only collectible that's in like every single level. Like, individual levels do have other collectibles, like in downtown Bikini Bottom, there is, what's it called? The steering wheels. You collect the steering wheels. Trying to think of another one. There's paintings in Rock Bottom. So there are like other collectibles that are specific to each level that show up on the screen. Like in this one, it's the jellyfish jelly, but you're only collecting one, and it's at the end of the level. So that's for Patrick. You can throw it into the goo and it freezes the goo, and then you can walk on it. But only Patrick has access to that, which is like basically the only reason to play as Patrick, is that he can throw things. I think that's one of the things that this game kind of gets wrong, is that they don't really give you much of a... There's not much of a benefit to play as Patrick. Sandy definitely has huge benefits to play as her, as she can really get around a lot more than SpongeBob can, and she's a lot more fun because she can glide with her lasso. She can swing from things. She's pretty fun to play as, but Patrick just throws stuff, and SpongeBob can't do that. But I don't know. It just makes you not really want to play as Patrick unless you absolutely have to. And you know what? This game is being remade in HD, but honestly, the textures, the quality, like it stands up pretty well, even, you know, even today. Like, yeah, it's really polygonal, and like if you look at like the stuff that's outside of the level, you can tell like, oh yeah, that's just a low poly, non-textured shapes off in the distance. But if you kind of just look at, you know, what you're actually doing in the actual level, it's not that bad. And the gameplay is really fun. The controls are pretty tight. The platforming isn't overly difficult, although this game could stand to be slightly more difficult. I think that's another one of my bigger issues with the game, is that it's very easy. There's like a couple levels towards the end of the game that are slightly harder, but the game in general is really easy.
Wow, a bungee jump for a golden spatula! I must be in
Heaven. Like the first two main bosses of the game are pretty easy. The final boss I actually had a little bit of a harder time with. I died a few times fighting the final boss. And then Kelp Forest is a slightly difficult level. The Dutchman's Graveyard is a little difficult, but other than that, like, the rest of the game is just, it's pretty easy. You don't die that much. There's no consequence for dying, really. Checkpoints are very abundant, and there's even invisible checkpoints, which makes me wonder why they have like physical checkpoints, because you could die and then respawn at a place where there isn't a checkpoint. Like, I'm pretty sure the last checkpoint I was at was the first checkpoint that they point out, but I guarantee if I die here, will I show up at that checkpoint, or will it be at an invisible checkpoint? Yeah, if we look around me right now, there's no physical checkpoint here. Why not? Why have actual checkpoints? Like, there's one, where is it? It's down here somewhere. I think it's somewhere around here. Yeah, it's right there. Why have a physical checkpoint like that if it doesn't mean anything? When you just have invisible checkpoints like this. It's pointless. I mean, yeah, explain, you can explain that there are checkpoints, but either have physical ones or don't use invisible ones. So now here's a physical checkpoint, which this will be my new checkpoint, but, oh, and it even comes up in the middle of the screen. It says checkpoint. So this is the first introduction of a new enemy. So we had the smaller ones, and now we have the hammers. What are the smaller ones called? They all have names, and you can actually see the names of each robot at the police station. The jellyfish can actually hurt you if you stand near them for too long. Oh, I think if you just stand still. If I keep walking, it won't sting me. But if I stand still, it stings you. You don't get anything for killing the jellyfish. Although, yeah, I mean, they're not that difficult to kill. But, you know, it'd be nice to get, like, one shiny object from them. See, I know collecting these shiny objects is pointless, just because you can get them so easily by just breaking tikis over and over again. But I still get them. Because you have to, because they're there, you know. So this is, you need the bubble bowl power, so we're going to have to come back here at some point to get the sock that is under there. Basically, you knock down all the pins, and then one of Patrick's socks just shows up, and that's it. They have a few things where you're gonna have to backtrack in the game. That is one of them. There's another part in this level where you gotta come back with the cruise missile. And then there's... Is there another one? No, I think it's just that. This in this level is that part, and then you gotta come back with the cruise missile at a certain point. Is there a shiny object on top of this? Nope, it's underwear. Break. This is goo. SpongeBob and Patrick can't swim, so don't let them fall in the goo. See, I like that they specify that it's goo, because obviously it can't be water, because, well, we are underwater. See, there's no reason for me to want to break those tikis, but I want to break those tikis. Okay, I'm gonna get this warp box real quick, because I didn't point something out here at the beginning of the level. So over here in the middle of this goo thing, this goo pond, is one of Patrick's socks. But if you jump in the goo, you get hurt, and if you jump too far, you sink. And let me get back in here. The idea is that you would use Patrick to come back here, use the freezy fruit, and then freeze the little pond here to walk out over to the sock. But you don't have to do that, like, at all, to get that sock. And it's almost like they did this purposefully. I don't, maybe they did. Maybe they were like, hey, you can get the sock this way if you don't want to come back with Patrick. So what you can do is just jump straight up and do this. Although I'm gonna miss it because I suck. But you can make that jump. Boop. Boop. There you go. you don't gotta come back here with Patrick at all. And if they would have just moved it out a little bit further, it would have been fine. But instead, they just put it there. So maybe it was intentional. Maybe they were like, yeah, we'll let him get with SpongeBob, or they can get it with Patrick. But because there's no, there's no consequence for dying in this game, why not do it that way? Why bother coming all the way back here with Patrick when you can just do that? That machine huffing and puffing over there is a Duplicatotron 1000. The D1000 will continue to create robots until it is destroyed. Be careful though, it goes out with a big bang. So this is one of the simpler ways to farm shiny objects. It's not one of the best ways to do it because you don't get quite a lot of shiny objects. There is a way to get quite a lot of shiny objects pretty fast later in the level that I can show you guys when we get there. Quit hitting me. I really like the music for Jellyfish Fields. A lot of the music in this game does start to get annoying after a while. Like, I think the Bikini Bottom music is kind of annoying. There's a few other levels that I don't really like the music too much. Oh, I don't like the slide music, really. That's very repetitive and gets annoying really fast. But we'll be hearing that here in a second.
Mermaid Man, I have all your comics and toys and mail.
Huh? What? Oh, yeah, it's that Sponge Kid. And now, what was I supposed to tell you?
That Patrick is surrounded by robots and needs my help.
Huh? Oh, no. I think it had something to do with massaging my feet.
Well, if massaging your feet will save Patrick, then massage I must.
Help! They're making me hit myself!
Massaging your feet isn't working. I think I'd better try a more direct approach.
By clipping my toenails?
Here I come, Patrick!
Yeah, so another bad voice acting choice was they did not get the original Mermaid Man, and he doesn't sound very good. I think it's cool that they let you interact with each of the NPCs. Yeah, so you don't have to go through this multiple times to get all the tikis, but I usually, like, when I was a kid, I don't know, maybe it's just the OCD kicking in, but I would always play through this until I got every single tiki. But it doesn't matter, because as soon as you die, they all come back anyway. I don't care for this music that much either. It's basically whenever you gotta defeat like waves of enemies, they play this music. I'm not really a huge fan of it. So for whatever reason, if you look at the edge of these platforms, they've got like grass that grows over the edge, right? But on these ones that just came up, they don't have that like extra grass like texture on the side. Why not? Why do they look different? Is it because they were like underground or under the water or under the goo, and that's why? I mean, why make those platforms look different? I mean, oh, and they don't have that effect coming out. Look, all these pillars here have the effect, but those ones don't. Is it just because making that effect with the moving platform, or it just would have been too hard to implement that? Was this done later than the rest of it? So many questions, no answers.
SpongeBob.
Whew, thank goodness you're safe, Patrick.
Well, of course, SpongeBob. Why wouldn't I be?
Well, the robots and the...
Oh yeah, I found this for you. I don't know what it is, but it looks important.
Thanks, Patrick. I tell you what, all that running around has left me pooped. Why don't you continue on for a bit?
Okay. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
This is an interesting tree that's just like a stick with one leaf on it. Throw fruit. Patrick can pick up throw fruit and do ba doo ba boo boo. So you press the circle button, picks it up. You can't jump while you're holding it.
I pushed the big shiny button.
Patrick also can pick up and throw tikis, so you can do this. You can also throw them at those guys, and they spit out shiny objects when you do it. Bus stops. So you can switch between SpongeBob and Patrick at the bus stops. Blah 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 blah. So you can do that. But I would have thought, you know, why let you switch immediately? You know, because you have to have Patrick to play through this next part. So I would have figured, why not force the players to play through it? Well, I guess, yeah, if you were playing through this like a second time, like if you came to this point in the level, you'd get up to here with SpongeBob, and then you'd be like, well, shoot, now how am I supposed to get through that? So they have to put it there. That makes sense. Never mind. So another thing about these throw fruits is that if you don't throw them fast enough, they explode. So I can, oh, well, apparently when the text shows up on the screen, it explodes too. So if I hold this for too long, it'll explode. It starts to flash, saying like, hey, this is gonna explode here in a second, and then it explodes. Whee! Hey, look, an actual checkpoint as opposed to an invisible one. This is a thunder tiki. So when you touch them, they light up very slowly and then explode, and they do damage you. So you can also take them and throw them to do stuff like that. But if you hit them, then they explode immediately, and you do still take damage.
Barnacle head, watch where you're going.
The rock is talking to me. Almighty rock, I am at your command.
Down here, you big pink lummox.
Oh, hi there, Mr. Plankton.
So
Oops.
very tempting. Unfortunately, I found myself in the undesirable position of having to assist you.
I was in an undesirable position yesterday, and now my neck hurts.
Heed my words, my large future minion. Go into Jellyfish Cave. Follow the instructions on the signs that you see. At the end of the caves, you'll still be a big pink idiot, but you'll know enough to help defeat the robots and get me back into the chum bucket.
Well, then will you vaporize me?
I might spare your life so I can force you to work in my sweatshop making low-quality designer knockoff wallets.
Oh, thank you.
If you jump up in the air and then press circle, you can do basically a ground pound. What do they call it? Patrick will slam down on the ground. Oh, they don't call it a certain move, which is interesting. Come on. Although there's quite a few, you know, I guess lag frames, or what do you call that? Just frames where you can't do anything, you know, like you're out of commission for quite an amount of time there, where you're just face smacked into the ground. Can't believe I missed that. Patrick can throw a fruit, then pick it up and throw it again before it wilts. Okay. Oops. Come on. Seriously? Seriously? Seriously now? Serious? Can't believe this. So stupid. I have exactly 2,000 shiny objects, and I don't. Hey, 2003, that's when this game came out. So, in order to break that, I'd have to have watermelon. But why would I waste time going back to get that when shiny objects are literally infinitely accessible? Wait, why I didn't even need that. I mean, I could have used it to break those tikis, but like I said, infinitely accessible. Oh. Kablooey! Rid of the throw fruit will also activate pressure plates. Cool thing about this game is, like, depending on how many enemies you defeat or how many tikis you break, you can get combos, which get you extra shiny objects after the combo. Doo-doo! Patrick can also jump, throw fruit, do blah 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 blah. Basically, you can throw fruit and then jump off of it to get up higher. So this is a nice little fun puzzle section. There's a sock there. I knew there was a sock there. Shoot. Oh, don't go away. Okay. That was close. You can even throw that, and you can throw another one. And then you're radical. Okay, so that's for at the end of the slide. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this music. I mean, it fits the sliding aspects, but it's very repetitive. Freeze fruit! Patrick can throw a freezy fruit, and then it'll freeze the goo! Like this. Yeah. Somebody's said in the chat, casual playthrough. I don't know how long ago that was up there, but yes, this is a casual playthrough. I haven't been checking the chat because nobody ever posted my chat. Yeah, it's a casual 100% playthrough. I'm basically just playing this because the remake's coming out, and Yeah. So hi, every villain is lemons, which is a reference to an episode of SpongeBob. I believe it's the episode where Barnacle Boy leaves Mermaid Man to become evil, I think. Something like that. So, yeah, casual playthrough. So a cool thing that Patrick can do is not just that he can throw things, but he can throw an enemy too. So, I believe, yeah. So the bigger enemies, at least, he can knock them out with that and then throw the enemies, which is pretty cool. Patrick may even pick up robots he has stunned and throw them into other robots. Or you can throw them at buttons, like that.
So shiny. Scary dark cave.
Did he just overlap two quotes there? Like he said, oh, so shiny, and then scary dark cave, like slightly overlapped there.
Ahoy there! Squidward tells me you're looking for the king jellyfish.
Yes.
Yes.
Good thing, too. That monster has been stinging all my good customers in their poop decks. I hear that you can find him up top of Old Sport Mountain here. Go hook that beast, sailor!
Oh boy, Mr. Krabs. I'll see what I can do.
So I'm pretty sure the first time I played this game, I don't think I made the connection that the three little cardboard things were actually representations of the three playable characters in the game. And I don't even think I knew the first time that I played this that you could play as Sandy. So this is a pretty easy way to skip a lot of this level. And it's almost like it was slightly intentional just because it's so obvious and easy. Like you can just, oh, I just skipped like, I don't know, at least like 2 or 3 minutes worth of walking through the level, and then, you know, a bunch of enemies as well. So that you get quite a lot of shiny objects for blowing that up, right? And then you can die like that, and then as you come back, well, I didn't get a checkpoint up there, but if you did get a checkpoint up there, you could just, you know, keep breaking those tikis over and over, and you get a lot of shiny objects.
Hello, Patrick. I've got a job for you to do.
Oh boy.
I found a golden spatula, but those robots out on the island stole it and threw it into the lake. If you can figure out how to get it back, you're welcome to it.
Sure enough, Mrs. Puff.
Show enough. Okay, I didn't think I got that other one. Ooh, shoot. Whoa! You know, it's interesting that you don't take damage for landing in goo. Like, you say ouch, but you don't actually take damage. Which, you know, if they wanted to make like a harder difficulty, that's one of the things they could do to make it harder. I'm hoping that they would add like a slightly harder difficulty for the remake. There's plenty of ways they could implement that. They could add some sort of life counter to make it so that there is somewhat of a consequence to dying, but implementing a life counter might not actually make it that much harder. You could make it so that you lose shiny objects every time you die. I don't know how many would be enough to where it would be fair. Maybe it scales as the game gets more difficult. Like certain levels you lose 100. Like Jellyfish Fields, you lose 100 shiny objects maybe when you die.
Well done, Patrick. You're a real star.
Can I get a cookie?
No.
No. And then maybe like in harder levels you lose like 500. But you could still, you know, outweigh that by certain areas where you can get more than 500 shiny objects really quickly and then kill yourself and then still, you know, have a profit there. So with these tikis, they get real small when you get too close to them, if you walk too fast. So in order to break these tikis, you either have to break them from a distance with Patrick or Sandy, or you have to sneak up on them with SpongeBob. And then obviously SpongeBob can break them from a distance too. Boop. Oops. I would have thought that would have killed him. Because me hitting them, plus the explosion, although maybe you can't hit enemies too fast, like they have like a certain amount of time it takes before you can hit them again. Can you only see that waterfall from one side, or is it just, it disappears once you get up here? That's odd. Huh. Wonder why that happens. So this is the area where you gotta come back with the cruise missile to blow those up, and then once you blow them all up, you get a song. I think this might have even told me that yet. Come back with the cruise bubble. Which is like, you don't get that until the very last area of the game. This guy's got a little bow tie.
I feel like a new sponge.
Ah. So if you do manage to hit an enemy into goo, they do die. So that's pretty cool. Okay, there you go. I was like, how did he not land in the goo? Stone Tiki. It cannot be destroyed with ordinary moves, but it can be blown up by Thunder Tikis. So that's a cool thing. And they do give out a lot of shiny objects. So I did get a super ultra combo there. And then I can blow that up and get a whole bunch of shiny objects. Then I can jump over here. Whoa, that was close. Blow those up too. Whoa, okay, I want to jump back in here to get this. Come on. Hey look, an invisible checkpoint. Let's see if I can jump and get it. There we go. So this is a pretty easy way of getting quite a lot of shiny objects early in the game. You can just break all of these things. So there, you get a whole bunch of shiny objects. Kill these robots. Grab that. It's a super ultra mega monster combo. And then die. So I think you get about 800 or so there. Like I just got so I was at 6,200 before this. So let's see how many we get here. I'm pretty sure you get less each time you do this, but if you reload the whole level, it resets. So I got 800 there. So yeah, you could see how, you know, because there's no consequence for dying, it makes it really easy to get shiny objects. And this is just one of the ways to do it. There's a way to do it where you could basically not even touch the controller and get shiny objects infinitely. I wonder if you came back here. Oh no, because then, yeah, how would you break them unless you jumped off of this and then like did that? Because you could theoretically have Patrick put a stone tiki on that platform. I kind of want to know if that's possible. I'll have to come back and try that. Actually, I could probably just do that now. Yeah, I think I'll do that now. Since you can just skip past that first part of the level. Look at this checkpoint. Oh, I did. Boop. Yeah, every time you kill a robot, the NPCs dance or whatever. Which is a cool little thing they added. They didn't have to. Little detail. Alright, so I'm gonna grab this sock and then I'm gonna switch to Patrick and see if we can rig the system. Oh, well, I guess I'm not gonna grab that sock. So let's head down here. Switch to Patrick. Ooh, my neck is sore. Jump onto these tikis to skip through part of the level. Shoot. Oh, well, I just respawned up here, so I guess never mind. I guess we'll go this way.
I don't get it.
Here, let me grab this while I'm over here. I think if I throw this at an enemy, it would break it. Are you kidding me? Why did I die? Alright, I need to throw this not at an enemy. Oh no, I think you can throw them at enemies. I think if you throw them at NPCs, they break. That's what I think it is. Oh boy. Or, I wonder, will this not even interact with the button?
I pushed the big shiny button.
Did they make it so that you can't even... It doesn't even interact with the button. Well, that was smart of them. Smart of them, but no fun for me. I wanted to break the game. Shit. Can you come back? Can you stop? Can you stop? Can you? Oh, okay. Okay, just stand still for 2 seconds, please. Why are they in sync? What is happening? I've never had this much difficulty doing this. Oh, I could have just died. I would have been taken back here, which isn't quite as far as doing the skip, but it's pretty far. Oh, yeah, just take damage. I don't care.
There's nothing like the smell of bubbles in the morning. Smells like victory. Just my size.
So, like, they put stuff here like, oh, if you had Patrick, you could do that. But, like, that's really not, you know, much of an incentive to use Patrick. Being that, again, shiny objects are pretty easy to come by. Checkpoint. I don't really like that they put the fact that it's a checkpoint like right in the middle of your screen. Like, I don't need that. I don't know, maybe that's just me. 10 socks, so now we can get a golden spatula from Patrick for 10 socks.
It shines.
So this is kind of a slightly well-hidden sock. It's like, oh, there's a little secret around the corner here. That, like, you wouldn't even necessarily notice this secret, like, if you just walked up to it like this. Like, you wouldn't necessarily go, oh, I could walk around the side here, and there's shiny things. So you think, okay, that's the secret, is shiny stuff. But if you go further, there's a sock. So it's like a secret hidden in a secret. So props for that. That's pretty cool. I'm pretty sure you can skip this whole section too pretty easily. So if I like this side of the this teeter-totter, when does it start to go down? Yeah, really easily you can skip past that whole section. But let's do it legitimately, you know. You know, just for fun. Let's do it the legit way. Although I don't think there's anything over here aside from shiny objects. So you're not missing anything. There's no socks over here. There's no golden spatulas. And those are the only collectibles in the game that matter. I mean, shiny objects do matter, but you can get them anywhere and infinitely. So why would you care? Why not just do the skip? Maybe they knew putting it in here. I don't know. But now you know, and you can come to the conclusions that you want. So SpongeBob can do wall jumps, but only on very specific walls where they want you to wall jump. Although it would have made the game semi-interesting if you could wall jump anywhere. It's interesting that these enemies weren't here when I came up here the first time. Look, it's Mr. Headphones guy. Or are they really headphones, or are they earmuffs? He is dancing, so you would assume that they are headphones, but they're not connected to anything by wires, and in 2003, wireless headphones really weren't a thing, so... What are they? Did I not open that box down there when I walked by it? You see that warp box down there? Looks like I didn't open that. Yeah, it looks like that box isn't open. Hey, Drift Guardian, what's up with you? I'm playing some, Battle for Bikini Bottom. You know, that awesome game that's getting remade.
Good luck. You'll need it.
Thanks, Bubble Buddy.
And I'm about to, fight, you know, the guy. The King Jellyfish. For Squidward. To get him, you know, the King Jellyfish Jelly. That's what's up. What's up with you, Drift Guardian? I hope I didn't catch you too late. You just dropped in, said what's up, and then left.
But who knew he had such a beautiful voice?
Yeah. Well, you know, it's not a super popular game, but I used to play this as a kid. Then I heard about the remake, and I thought, oh, I'll play this on stream. For fun. I'm kind of playing it because I want to get some footage to do some videos on YouTube to like do like voiceover videos for, and like talk about the game, and you know, make commentary on some of the aspects, but like I want actual gameplay to talk over, you know? So that's what I'm filming this for. That's part of it. Also, I wanted to do, you know, I wanted to play through the game on stream. Let me open this box here. Oops. I totally jumped over that. Really? I I watched a couple of Shift's, I think that's his name, the guy who has the world record. I watched some of his videos on it, and they're pretty cool. Like, I just died on King Jellyfish. I'm embarrassed. This game is like overly easy, and I just died on King Jellyfish, the easiest boss in the game. Yeah, I watched some of his videos, and they were cool, but I've never actually watched someone do an entire speedrun of the game, like, all the way through. I think it's kind of cool, but I'm not, like, super into it. Seriously? Oh, it was the jellyfish. I keep getting too close to these guys. But, like, I used to play this game a lot when I was a kid. It was definitely a favorite of mine. I remember when it came out and I saw the ads for it on TV, I was like, I gotta have this game. I remember we rented it one time, and then I played it until I got as far as the first boss, and then we had to take it back. And I was like, I gotta get this. So my parents bought it for me for my birthday. And I would have been 7 or 8 years old then. I probably would have been 8, because we probably would have gotten it in like 2004-ish. Because I probably wouldn't have gotten it like as soon as it came out. Oh, and the first time I did play it, it was around the time that we had first gotten the PS2, and at the time we did not have memory cards. So we had the PS2, and we had the PS1 before that, but we hadn't gotten memory cards yet. So we played through all the way up into the Robot Sandy boss fight without turning off the console, not being able to save, and then had to return the game. Hey there, Grady the Man 245. Thanks for joining my stream and popping into the chat. I'm playing SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom, just casually. No speed runs here. I'm not that good. I haven't played that game this much or that much, but I have played this game enough to know it pretty well. Where are you meant to, oh, I think you're meant to jump down here to get the sock. Yeah. Then go around the side, and then the sock is right there. What's your best time? If you speedrun, what's your best time?
See, no problem. You can do anything you set your mind and your muscle to.
Oh. I think he usually tells you something. He's like, oh, use the to get the spatula up there. But after you get it, he doesn't say that. So that doesn't make any sense out of context. Oh, I wanted to point something out back there. There's an interesting thing back there if you look at...
Oh, that feels so much better.
Anything for my best friend Squidward. Can I rub some on?
What if I just gave you this?
Hooray! So, okay, I want to go back to here real quick. And then skip the slide. That's not a bad time. That's pretty good, actually. Yeah, so what I wanted to look at is, if you look, they have, SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward's houses, like, right there. Which makes it seem like the beginning of the level would be right, like, it would just be right over there. But it's really not. Like, it's significantly further away. And you don't even bounce quite in the right direction. Because once we get back to the beginning of the level... Oh, it can be... Okay, well then never mind. That's still a pretty... That's a nice time, like, if you were playing this game, like, without all the skips and stuff. But, like, look, his house is right there. It's, like, that close. So, in the end of the level, like, you can see the slide is that far away. So, the distance they have SpongeBob's house here and in the previous area doesn't quite add up. I'm just saying, just pointing that out. I know in the demo they showed for the remake, the house is a lot further away at the beginning of the level. I remember seeing that. Yeah. Okay. Oh, right. I know I've seen Shift's video, I think. He did it in like under 2 minutes, didn't he? Isn't that like the world record is like under 2 minutes for the cheat category? So, how many golden spatulas do I have? 10, which means I have enough to do Goo Lagoon, but I'd much rather do Downtown Bikini Bottom. I like that level a lot more. Downtown Bikini Bottom is actually one of my favorite levels in the game. I think it's probably Kelp Forest is one of my favorites. Downtown Bikini Bottom. Rock Bottom's pretty... Rock Bottom,
Downtown Bikini Bottom. Once a bustling metropolis. Now a
That's a follow.
crater.
Thank you, Grady, for following me.
SpongeBob, the robots are destroying downtown Bikini Bottom. We have to evacuate.
All right, but it's gonna take a while to get all this dust.
And you're hosting. That's really nice of you.
Not vacuum, evacuate. We have to get everyone to safety.
Can we just load them up in the boats?
That won't do any good.
Why not?
Because the robots have taken all the steering wheels.
Couldn't we just drive in a straight line?
No, there are too many turns.
Those fiends, they thought of everything. Never fear, Mrs. Puff. I'll get those steering wheels back.
SpongeBob, if you're involved, I always fear. But I tell you what, if you can pull this off, I'll give you a golden spatula.
How about a driver's license instead?
Nice try.
So, Greedy the man, what's your favorite level in this game? Yeah. I've seen the cruise boost.
Just my size.
Okay, so is this NPC still running around? this NPC, I think this one will do it. But this NPC, I don't know if you know this, but does a kind of a weird thing, all right? If you walk up to this NPC and you just watch her for a minute. You see that? You see what she did there? You see what weird thing some guy coded into this game? Watch. She grabs herself like that. And then lets him jiggle down. Watch. Jiggle, jiggle. What is that? Kelp Forest is the best level in the game. It really is. But look at this. What is that? Why did they code that into this game? Why are they like, yeah, we need some jiggle physics. Yeah. What is that? And it's not just this NPC. Like, it's this, like, because they reuse, you know, the NPCs in this game. But this NPC is in multiple places in this game. And all of the ones that look like her do that. That's weird. Like, it's not like mind-blowingly weird, but it's like, in a kid's game, like, they just let that slip through. Interesting. No, Kelp Forest, I like Kelp Forest because it basically is the most difficult level in the game, which is really refreshing in a game that is not that difficult. But I really like the cave part where you gotta do the puzzle and you gotta switch back and forth between SpongeBob and Patrick, which is basically the only part of the game where they implement anything like that. There's no other part of the game where you have to switch back and forth between SpongeBob and Patrick, and I think that's cool. Like, they could have done a lot with that sort of idea and like puzzly aspect. Hey, look, it's Gary. How do you get up there? Oops, I did not read what that said.
Somehow I don't think he needs a hand.
Yeah, I mean, just based on like the atmosphere of Kelp Forest, yeah, the Kelp Forest music is really good too. But like, I'm not like a huge fan of like forest theme levels. It's just it's a fun level, and it has some really good platforming challenges. It has some cool puzzles, and it's actually somewhat challenging. Oh shoot. Bye-bye. So, a funny story, I played through this game like a few weeks ago, right? And at that time, I had no idea they were remaking it. I just was like, oh, this is an old game that I used to play a lot and I really liked, so I'll just play it again. And then I started playing it and I was like, oh man, I can't find these last few Patrick socks. So I looked up online, like, oh, where are the sock locations? And then the remake popped up, and I was like, no way. They're remaking this game? That's awesome. Which is crazy, because, like, I had been wanting them to remake this game for a while. And I didn't even necessarily want, like, a remake. If they would have just ported the games to the PS4, or ported the game to the PS4, like, let you download it off of, like, the PlayStation Store or whatever, that I would have been cool with that. Like, just let us play like an upscaled version of the game. Like, it didn't even have to be remade. Just let me play it on new consoles. I think that would have been, I would have been happy with that. But the fact that they're remaking this is even cooler. And I'm excited, you know, that maybe they'll do more SpongeBob games. Because what was really surprising to me is that they did so well with this game, and they kind of had a pretty decent follow-up with the movie game. Like, the movie game is pretty good, but it's not quite as good as Battle for Bikini Bottom. But it's still pretty good. And but since those two games, they really haven't made a SpongeBob game that's quite on the level as Battle for Bikini Bottom. So who knows? Maybe they'll make another game after the remake, and that'll be just as fun as Battle for Bikini Bottom. I'm sure the remake will be fun to speedrun just as much as this one is, and it might, who knows, it might even be more broken than this game. I mean, obviously they're probably gonna, you know, patch out a lot of the glitches that you can do in this game. Like, I remember watching an interview where they were like, yeah, we're not gonna purposely make the game glitchy, but obviously, like, every game has glitches. So
This door is locked from the inside. Who would do such a thing?
I mean, they're gonna find exploits. They're gonna, you know, there's gonna be glitches. There're gonna be ways to skip things. And who knows? It could be even easier to speedrun the new game. But even if it's not, then maybe it's just more of a challenge. Oh, yeah, you'll find the glitches. Oh, I need SpongeBob to get through there.
Yes, thanks for noticing. I have been working out. Meow. Not done? Doesn't that mean... Meow. Oh, that's the entrance to the rooftops, which leads to the lighthouse? Aha! There's another golden spatula. I could really use that. Meow. What do you mean, get Sandy to help me? I can get through this. Meow, meow.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that gap looks big. Okay, I'm definitely not making that jump. How is anyone going to get across there? Uh-oh, more robots. Holy Dutchman's ghost! That gap looks impossible! And impassable! Okay, I'll go get Sandy to help me out.
Yeah, it's cool that you can really easily set your game to the 1.0. Can you not do it on Xbox? I know on Switch it's not as easy to set your game back to 1.0 version. So another funny story about this game when I first played it is that I spent way too long trying to figure out how to get past this jump. Because, okay, so Gary does point out that you need Sandy's help to get through it, right? Can I grab this? Yes. He's like, yeah, get Sandy. So my dumb, 8-year-old self walked through this whole level looking for Sandy, because I would go up to this bus stop and knowing that in the last level you use the bus stop to switch to Patrick. So I'm like, oh, if I hit this button, I'm gonna switch to Patrick, so I don't need to switch I don't need to switch to Patrick because Patrick can't get over this jump either. I didn't realize that by using the bus stop, it would switch to Sandy. I thought I had to find Sandy, much like you had to find Patrick in Jellyfish Fields. So, I don't know. Maybe I was just a dumb kid, but maybe the game could have made it a little bit more obvious that using the bus stop would have let you switch to Sandy. A lizard. I always thought it'd be cool to have a lizard. My sister has a lizard. I don't know what kind. I just fell off of that. I'm upset. Although I can just kill myself. Well, kill myself, go out of bounds, and it should reset me pretty easily to that last checkpoint. What is that? I don't think I've ever gone out of bounds with Sandy and seen her do that. That was weird. I gotta see that again. That's so weird. I don't think I've ever seen Sandy do that. She gets down on all fours. That is funny. It was crazy. I should have... Oh, I did. I got the box, so I'm fine. But I was like, I should have gotten the spatula before I jumped over here, because I don't think you can make this. No, but I can just land in the box, and I'm fine. Hey there, Mr. Clean 60. How you doing?
What's shaking?
Sandy! Boy, am I glad to see you. I need your help. My TV reception has been terrible lately. I need to have someone replace my old antenna with this shiny new one.
Yes, sir. That there antenna is shinier than a $3 bill. Well, why don't you replace it yourself?
I'm not really much of a jumper.
So, what's jumping got to do with it?
Chair concert? Did you mean choir concert? I think you meant choir concert. Well, good luck and have fun at your chair and or choir concert. Thanks for joining the stream.
Because the old antenna is up there.
Woo! That's taller than a glass of Texas iced tea.
The robots have blocked off that building.
Yeah,
I can't do
choir.
all those fancy moves you and SpongeBob do to get across these gaps. All I can do is flex. Wanna see?
Yeah, great. So what are you gonna do with the old antenna?
Have fun. Good luck.
Oh, that? It's yours if you replace it with a new one.
Well, I have been getting bad TV reception in the tree dome.
Oops. Well, skip past that last bit of dialogue. So, something I didn't actually look this up. I accidentally disabled the hand one time and then realized you could very easily get out of bounds in this level, which is kind of cool.
Sometimes pushing a simple button is the most satisfying.
So maybe we'll do that here in a minute. Look at that, have a little bit of fun with that. So one thing I don't understand about this level is that you can easily trigger that second box there and then skip to this part of the level. You can't do it because you have to have SpongeBob to get here. So it doesn't do you any good, but they let you get up there, and then it does take you to the middle of the level there. But you can't use it to get the golden spatula, obviously. There's like an invisible wall there. But why not just make the whole area up here an invisible wall? It just seems, I don't know, it seems kind of obvious to me. It's weird that they let this kind of slip through. That you can just get up there and skip to that part of the level with SpongeBob. Not that it does anything good for you, but you can do it. Okay, hang on. I just want to do something real quick. Let's go back to Bikini Bottom, disable the hand, and then go out of bounds for like a minute. How do you do this? I'm trying to remember. Oh, I remember. So you do this here, and then when the hand drags you across... Yes. Ah, I missed it. Pretty sure I missed it. Yeah, okay. So now, if we do that again, it should disable the hand, and then we can use that to go out of bounds in downtown Bikini Bottom, which is kind of cool. So if we go, it's this one, end of the road, this one here. Do 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 boo doo boo 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 do 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 do. Okay, so they were kind of smart in that they make you immediately die when you land on the ground here, but there is a way around that. We'll get there eventually, but I gotta at least play to that part of the level, I think. Swoosh. Yeah, this is easily one of my least favorite enemies in the game, just because they can be really annoying. Ooh, I'm gonna get damaged. Oops. Shoot. So even though we disabled the hand, we do insta-die when we hit the ground. So they were smart enough to put a death plane there. Also, invisible checkpoint here, another one. What is the point of having physical checkpoints if you're just gonna have invisible ones too? It doesn't make sense.
I'm getting dizzy just watching.
Alright, so where's that statue? You can very easily get over here. And you're outside of the death plane. And then you can just walk out of bounds. Which is pretty cool. So you can walk all the way over to SpongeBob's house. Past this house here too. You've got this low poly basic representation of a pineapple. That is SpongeBob's house. Squidward's house that has no windows. And Patrick's house, lacking an antenna. Very low poly, not rounded at all. And then you can see Sand Mountain over there in the distance. I'm guessing this is supposed to be Sandy's house. Hey look, Sandy, you're home. Alright, we beat the game. We got Sandy home. Is that the point? I don't think so. You got Kelp Forest over here. I think... Did they put... Oh yeah, Jellyfish Fields. You can go over there in Jellyfish Fields. And I think maybe this like green part here is supposed to be somewhat representative of the Flying Dutchman's graveyard, probably. But you can just keep going until you reach the edge of the world, and then that's it. You can even walk on the goo of Goo Lagoon. Because it's just a texture, it's not actually the goo. But I triggered the disable the hand glitch accidentally the first time around before I realized you could do it really easily. But you can do it by accident very easily in Rock Bottom. Like you fall off this one part right before a warp to the next zone, and it's like really easy to trigger disable the hand glitch, and then you know fall infinitely, and the hand doesn't catch you ever. So like if I jump off this now, I'm just falling infinitely. This is it now. This is Sandy's life for eternity. She just falls with no hand to catch her. She just falls forever. That's weird how that one flower cloud is stretched up like that. You just have flower clouds, nothing else. Alright, but it is pretty easy to get out of this sort of soft lock. If we just switch to a different area. And then you can re-enable the hand by just going out of bounds normally. So if I just walk out of bounds here, it'll re-enable the hand. It's interesting that they included this version of Bikini Bottom where the houses do have windows and doors. It's funny how they made them face slightly this way. That's interesting. You know what I just realized? I forgot to do Patrick and Squidward's house in in Bikini Bottom. I usually do those right away, but I didn't. Forgot to do them. Oops. Okay, I want to go get that steering wheel at the beginning of the level real quick. Okay, and then Sandy can just get this pretty easily, right? Or do I have to jump off this trash can? There we go. Easy peasy. Easy cheese. Let's... Can I just go here? Will that take me right back to where I was? I think it will. Oh. Well, I gotta go through here once more, but that's not that much. It's not that much to redo. I like the music for downtown Bikini Bottom. It's not that annoying, and it's kind of relaxing, you know? I wonder if anybody's made like lo-fi remixes of any of the songs in this game. I'd listen to that stuff. I wonder if they just disable the invisible wall for this part, or how that works. Like, why? Because, like, before, you couldn't jump over here with SpongeBob. There was an invisible wall that blocked you from going in there. But I wonder how they deal with that when you're coming at it with Sandy. Oh, right, there's a steering wheel over here. And then you can just very easily get this sock.
The shinier, the better.
Can you get up there? Is this like an exploit? A skip that you can do easily? No? Probably not. I wonder, could I get that hook up there pretty easily? Oh, you can! That's an easy skip! That's such an easy skip. You can't get up here, though, right? Oh, no, you totally can. Yeah, it's weird how many like skips you can do in this game with Sandy. Like, they really didn't factor a lot of this stuff in. Oops. I fell. Where's it gonna respawn me? Oh, it's right where I died. But I skipped a lot. I kind of want to go back and do that. So where was I? Was I here? I think I was here. Yeah, this is right. You shouldn't skip. You shouldn't exploit. If you're doing casual playthrough, don't just do exploits, you know? Play the game as intended. Also, I'm not sure if I'm missing... I'm probably not missing spatulas or socks or anything. Oh, I gotta hit this button. Hello. Hello, JBHJ. It's a very nice, Gary the Snail emote you got there. Thank you for joining my stream and my chat.
Here's another one.
Ooh. I still feel obligated to grab the shiny objects, even though there's little to no point in grabbing them.
Someone better make good use of all these.
Oh, and we have Hey Hazard with Squidward emoji.
Good riddance.
The bob is going well.
Nothing like a little rope to get the heart pumping.
Is that a plankton Pepe? I like that one. Oh no. Well, that does skip a lot if you do go the way. The way I went.
Toasted tiki Texas style.
Sometimes pushing a simple button is the most satisfying. Push, 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 push.
Does this go all the way back somewhere? Oh, it goes back to the beginning.
Boy, Patrick will be glad to have this back.
So, I'm guessing you guys have played this game as well in the chat. And I asked a couple other people this before, but what's your favorite level? What's your favorite level in Battle for Bikini Bottom? I also grew up with this game. I got this game when I was like 8 years old, I want to say. Downtown is definitely one of my favorite levels, but I don't know if it's my favorite. Kelp Forest is really good. It's like one of the only levels that has like a difficulty aspect to it. Like most of this game is really easy, and it seems like Kelp Forest is the only one where you're like, oh, I have to try now. Like, not just, like, in certain aspects of the level, but, like, the whole level is genuinely more difficult. Rock Bottom has a weird layout, but it's still one of my favorite levels, too. it's not really anything to do with like the theming of the level. Like I don't really, honestly, I don't like the forest theme, but it's really just the gameplay. Like it's fun. It's got some really good platforming. It's got that cool puzzle in the cave at the end. It's got that part with Patrick where you got to get the 3 rock tikis on those buttons for Mr. Krabs. Can I get this? Oh, you're supposed to get that before the things fall on it. That doesn't matter. The vine slide is really hard. Like, that's challenging. The cave puzzle, you know, that takes a little bit of working to figure out. Like, oh, I gotta get this rock tiki over here. I gotta go back. You gotta switch between Patrick and SpongeBob. Like, the platforming, like, you die a lot with the platforming. Like, it's a genuinely difficult level.
You'll have to open this door from the inside.
Well, I just did. Is that the whole level? I just beat the whole... No, I didn't. No, there's the sea needle. The sea needle, and then... I'm still missing 3 of the steering wheels? Are the rest of the steering wheels at the sea needle? Oh, there is a spatula over here that I haven't gotten yet. 2 wheels in the sea, and there's one more somewhere else. Well, I gotta find that one. Oops. Stand a little bit further back. Oops. Oh, gotta push this button. There. Okay, so there's a chance that one of the steering wheels are over here somewhere. There's a sock up there that I missed. Let's go grab Sandy. And then walk around here a little bit, see if there was one we missed over here. Oh, we missed this.
Someone better make good use of all these. Buzz off.
sock is over here.
Ooh, do I really have to carry Patrick's socks?
Oh, I thought maybe I could get up there. Ah, you can't? That's lame.
I'm getting dizzy just watching.
I wonder, is there a steering wheel over here? No, just a sock.
Sock?
Trying to think of where I could have missed a steering wheel. Might have to look up the locations. I just played through this game and I found them all. But now that I'm on stream, I don't know where they're at. Let's see if I can look up the locations. SpongeBob battle for Bikini Bottom. Steering wheel locations. Yeah. I could have missed one on the rooftops. It's not like they're like super hidden either. They're pretty easy to find. Trying to find just like a good site that lists all the locations. That is not helpful. Where are the steering wheels? Did I get the one over there? I thought I did. The one that's like, yeah, I did get that one. I know I got that one. The one that's, right at the end of this area. The one that's over on the right side here. Yeah, I got that one. Damn. So I got that one. I got the one that's like here. The one that's right here. Well, let's go do the sea needle and then we can come back.
Buzz off, you little pest.
I'm feeling like I must have missed it in the rooftop somewhere. But I don't know all the locations, so I'm at a loss.
Ahoy there, Sandy.
Top of the morning to you, Mr. Krabs.
Oh, I gotta get SpongeBob.
Ultimate wedgie experience.
Come on. There we go. It's 5 in the streets, 2 in the sea needle, 3 on the rooftops.
Ultimate wedgie experience. It shines.
Shoot. Hey, look, it's that NPC again. That does that weird thing where she grabs her titties and then pushes them up and then lets them flop and jiggle down. Which is a really weird thing to have in a SpongeBob game. She just grabs her titties and then lets them jiggle. It's really weird. Why? Why is that in this game? Why did they do that? I need answers. Was it a joke? Was it some weirdo? They really snuck that one by, Nickelodeon. Oh, really? How do you make them jump to their deaths? Shoot.
Somehow I don't think he needs a hand. Number 1 in the Bikini Bottom scavenger hunt. 3 years running. Thank you. Just my size. Number 1 in the Bikini Bottom scavenger hunt. 3 years years running. Thank you.
Ah, there you are, boy. Someone's broken the sea needle.
Oh. And what is it, just like how you walk around them, or?
That's horrible. The sea needle is the cradle of Crochet Corner.
Yes, yes it is. But what's more important is that there are tikis and shiny objects just outside the windows.
I
Mr.
gotta do that
Krabs,
again.
How can you think of money at a time like this?
Easy. I just clear my mind. Money.
I feel
money,
cheated. I
money.
feel really cheated
Now
because I
listen
just
here.
broke all those and I
You
didn't
know
talk to
that I'll
Mr.
give you
Krabs
golden
first.
spatulas if you bring me shiny objects. But I'm going to sweeten the deal. If you can break all the tikis here at the Sea Needle, I'll give you a bonus golden spatula.
Why would I want
great.
to break the tikis, Mr. Krabs?
Because they were laughing at you and calling you funny names.
Oh.
What kind of funny names?
You know, SpongeBob butt pants.
That's not very funny.
You know what also isn't funny? The fact that I gotta redo all those things and break them again.
Ugly! All right, Mr. Krabs, break them I shall. You've got a deal.
I see. So I have to do hacks. I gotta cheat. Gotta do cheat codes to get these guys to walk off the edge. Great.
Wacky experience.
You know, I wanted to do these bungee jumps twice. Really glad I get to do them a second time. Or was it? Oh, it's because I died. That's what it was. That might actually be what it was. Not because I didn't talk to Mr. Krabs first. Because you got to break all these in one go. I thought it was because I didn't talk to Mr. Krabs first. Derp. I was getting mad at the game, but really, should have just been mad at myself. Ooh, this is cool. Just stuck right here. Did it. Done and done.
Good work, boy. Here's the golden spatula, like I promised.
Alright. Now we have some wheels to find. Let's switch to Sandy, because she'll make things a little easier. So we definitely got the 2 there. That's for sure. Oh, shoot. Just ripping my headphones out of my ear. Okay. So. Let's go back to the beginning of the level, where it all started. So we got the one that was over here. That's one. Oh, there's a sock up there. We'll get that here in a minute. Okay. I probably did get all 5 here. Because I think there's like one... There's one over here on this awning. There's one on that red roof where I was. I think there's one here, maybe? Like one over here, or maybe like out in this area. I wasn't an idiot and missed the one in the lighthouse, right? Let's make sure I wasn't an idiot. I'm gonna have to redo the lighthouse a bit, but so that's at least 4 that I got there. I don't know where the other one would be. Oh, it's... Yeah, there's those 2. The one on the boat that moves back and forth. I got that one. There's... That's 4. But what's the other one in the first area that I'm not thinking of? One on the long building, one above the glove robot. Okay. And I got that one. I swear to God if I die. So... Nope, I was just an idiot and did not grab the one in the lighthouse. That's it. I'm an idiot, and I don't know what I was thinking. That's it. I'm just an idiot. But thank you for your help. But I have no excuses here. I mean, that one's very obvious. I don't know how I just forgot to pick it up.
Number 1 in the Bikini Bottom scavenger hunt, 3 years running. Thank you.
And I gotta get that sock too. Yeah, I would assumed I would have gotten it, because it's like, it's so obvious. But I got all of them now. And then there's that other sock that I missed in this area that I'm about to load into. But that's all the socks, right?
Hey there, SpongeBob.
No, there's one more sock that I'm missing. Well, golly gee. I gotta get Sandy. Ugh. Oh, right! After the cruise bubble. You got me. So, it's just this other one. So... How do I get over to where I saw earlier? I'm not even sure what direction I need to go. I know it was like on the outside. Oh, it's that building there. Now all I have to do is... I gotta switch to SpongeBob and then go to... Or I could just do this. Rather than switching, I just do that. Because that's easier.
SpongeBob, I'm impressed. How did you fight?
Oh, that line just cuts off.
Well, there were these robots. I met Sandy, and the lighthouse was...
Okay.
Or is it supposed to
Sorry
be
I
like
asked.
SpongeBob's interrupting
Here's
her?
the golden spatula that I promised you.
No, this is a real PS2.
Thanks, Mrs. Puff. Now I'll help you guys evacuate.
See? Not that that really proves anything, but I'm using a wired DualShock 2 controller. I don't know how you'd connect that to a PC. There's probably things that let you do that,
SpongeBob,
but
you don't have a driver's license.
Oh, don't I?
No, you don't.
Well, if I don't, then what's this?
A library card.
Oh,
I'm using an Elgato HD 60S. And I'm also using a cable that lets you basically come straight out of the PS2 like to an HDMI. So it's just this little adapter that is powered that comes straight out of the PS2 into an HDMI cable. I tried to get this working on an emulator on my computer, but it yeah, I wanted to try to get this working on an emulator because I would like to have been able to upscale it, but I was just getting super bad frame drops on the PS2 emulator, so I just said screw it, I'll just use my PS2. I kind of want to get an AverMedia card because then I can record straight to a memory card without having to use a computer. I think that would be cool.
Wow, SpongeBob, you found some!
now they're back home, safe where they belong.
Here's a golden back scratcher.
Spatula.
I don't speak Italian. Wow, SpongeBob, you found some!
Now they're back home, safe where they belong.
Here's a golden back scratcher.
So one of the reasons I'm a GV USB 2, I was saving up for the LGX, got a huge deal on eBay. Nice!
Spatula.
I don't speak Italian.
Yeah, one of the main reasons I'm actually recording this now is because I want to, I kind of want to do a review slash some other videos on this game because they're doing the remake. Like, I want to do some commentary videos that are like well edited together on YouTube. But I also wanted to stream it at the same time so I could kind of accomplish both things. So like I want to be able to use this footage that I'm getting of the game right now in these videos so I can have like some crisp, clean footage of the game. But I wasn't sure, like, okay, if I'm doing this on a stream and I got like my cam, I thought at first I was gonna overlay my cam over the gameplay, but I decided to go with this so that I can just cut out my cam for the videos. But the idea was that I would, stream the game through one capture card and then have it go through an AverMedia card and just record the gameplay separately so I could have clean gameplay just on the AverMedia card. But with OBS, I can just take my mic off of this gameplay and then cut out the part where it's my cam, and I still have the uncovered gameplay because it's 4x3. Woo. Another cool thing about this this cable that I have is that it has a switch on it, so you can decide if you want to do 4x3 or 16x9. which I thought was pretty cool, because some people prefer just playing games in 4x3 without like the whatever auto stretching it to 16:9. Because I used to have a component cable that goes to my I had a component cable that came out of my PS2, which is basically the same cable that they sold with the PS3. And it forced it to go 16:9 and stretch on my TV. Yeah, it's nice to be able to do a stream layout. So let me, real quick, if I go to this here, this is normally what my stream layout looks like. And then if I grab this and switch, I hope this doesn't break everything. Yeah, so I could have it like this. That's really cool that they added this feature on this little cable. But all I gotta do is flip a switch and it goes to 16:9. This cable was like $30 on Amazon. But I mean, I like that I could play 16:9 if I wanted to, but it does kind of stretch and distort a lot of the game. It is really convenient, because there's a lot of cables that just force you to play in stretch 16:9. And if you want to play in 16:9 stretch, then that's fine. I'm not going to tell you not to, but some people appreciate going either way, you know? Whoa.
SpongeBob, do I look burned?
Haha, it's because he's red, like a lobster. Whoa, good jokes.
Look a little red.
Hey-oh, he said it.
Barnacles! That darn robot.
Robot?
Yeah, a big robot stole everybody's sunscreen.
Oh no! Everyone will burn, and then they'll get all itchy and peel.
Exactly! You can't spend a day at the beach without sunscreen. That sun is way too hot.
Is it just me or is my... Oh. I should go back to my regular setup. What was it? Here.
That robot is out on the island. Nobody can get to him. SpongeBob, maybe you can use those sun reflectors to point the sun's rays on that robot. If you hit one of the buttons on the side of a lifeguard tower, the reflector will turn. Connect all the towers and the light will shoot right out of the big reflector on the island. Then all you have to do is swim out to the island and turn the big reflector onto the robot. I'll stay here and protect the babes.
But I can't swim.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, you could always, you know, do the thing where you make it smaller and then just play basically like where your cam isn't overlapping anything and the chat isn't either. But I don't necessarily like that either, because then it doesn't look as good. But I mean, if you can find a good place on the screen where it doesn't cover anything super important, then fine. But that changes between game to game, and sometimes it's like, oh, it doesn't cover anything in this level, but it might cover up. Yeah, it does leave a lot of empty space. So it's hard. It's hard to be a streamer. Hashtag streamer problems. Alright, let's go over here. I think this is the... No. Which one's the first one we gotta hit? Oh, it's this one. We gotta hit this one first. Duh. Oops. Didn't mean to do that one.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Dang it. Really? That's impressive. I mean, I like this game. This is a good game. I'm not gonna shit on it, but like, I gotta have a little bit of variety. Is it just because you're speed running and trying to get better times and stuff? I'm guessing that's probably it. Do you speed run anything else?
A little shade on a hot day. Sometimes pushing a simple button is the most satisfying. Push, 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 push.
Alright, what have I done wrong here? Oh, I think I sent this over to the wrong one. Oh yeah, SMB1. That's a pretty good game to speedrun. Because you can do the warps. I don't think I've ever successfully beaten SMB1 using the warps. Like, I always get to that I think it's one of the levels in World 8. And I die at one of the jumps a lot. Oh, Super Mario 64. That's a big one. I think that's the most popular speedrun game, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, World 8 is hard. There's that one jump where it's like you jump over a big gap and then there's a small part in the middle that you have to land on. Did I do this wrong again? Oh no, that's it. Celeste. I've never heard of Celeste. Hammer Bros. Hammer Bros can be difficult. They'll get you. I still didn't do Squidward and Patrick's house in Bikini Bottom. I was like, oh, I'll do that after Downtown Bikini Bottom. I still haven't gotten the stuff in their houses. RTA. I know I've looked this up before, but remind me what RTA is, and I know there's another way of doing speedrun times. Real-time attacks. So what explain that. Not just tell me what it stands, but explain what it means. A single timer from start to finish, including loads. Okay. As opposed to... Timer pauses on loads and in menus. So you could take a 5-minute break in the menu. I mean... Shoot. I threw that down there and I gotta wait for it to explode. That's not that bad. Do you just not like that idea that you could take a 5-minute break? Like, you feel like it's not as impressive knowing that someone, like, took a break in the middle of their speed run? Ooh, shoot. I feel like, I don't know, if you're playing games on different consoles, it's, I feel like they should just be in separate categories altogether. Because I'm sure, you know, take SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom, for example. I'm sure there's, you know, better load times on one of the consoles. Yeah, I mean, I see where you're coming from. That it's different. It's not, you know, the classic idea of what a speedrun is. But as long as everybody's on an even playing field and has to adhere to the same rules, you know, it's still a speedrun that's fair. Although you know, even though all three games are on the same leaderboard, it's such a niche game that I think, you know, if you were really serious about, you know, speedrunning this, trying to get the world record, you'd probably be fine dishing out the money to get, you know, the original Xbox and the Xbox version of the game, if you can find it, I guess, which I'm sure you could probably find it on eBay, or if you went to like the Exchange. Although I don't know, do you guys have, wherever you're from, do you have the Exchange as opposed to GameStops? Oh, you know what, you're right, it is a pretty popular game to speedrun. Am I doing this wrong? Does he glide over one of these spots at some point? Oh, he comes back around here. You're right. It is a pretty popular speedrun. It's interesting though, like this game doesn't feel like it's that popular. Like I think a lot of people played this as kids but then forgot about it once they grew up. Oh wait, ooh, I did not expect that to work, but it did. So now I need to go over to the castle. Oh yeah, Rehydrated is really bringing this game back into the spotlight. And since it's gonna be, you know, on everything, like it's gonna be on the Switch, it's gonna be on PS4, it's gonna be on Xbox One, it's even gonna be on PC. That's really cool. Like it's gonna be on everything, so anyone can play it. Shoot. No, no, no.
Go, SpongeBob. It's your birthday.
SpongeBob, I heard that you were collecting golden spatula.
Yes, Bubble Buddy, I am. Have you seen one?
Why, yes! We were having a sandcastle contest, and somebody put a golden spatula on the top.
If I had a castle, I'd name it Fort Pattytown III, and Fort Pattytown III would have a big bake sale every Monday.
The golden spatula?
Oh, at the top of the sandcastle, right! That should be easy to reach.
Well, perhaps you should see for yourself.
Yeah, I don't want to say this game is like a hidden gem, because it's not. A lot of people did play this game growing up. But yeah, it's, when you think about it, it's probably not as well known as it really ought to be. It's a gem. It's definitely a gem, but it's not like a hidden gem. Which is, there's plenty of hidden gems on the PS2. There were a lot of really good games on the PS2 that like didn't sell very well. Two that I typically really like and consider hidden gems on the PS2 are Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy. That's a really good game on the PS2, and then Kaya Dark Lineage. I think the Hobbit game. That was on the PS2. That was also on the PC. It's a lot better on the PC because you can change all the settings and stuff. I don't know that it's underrated either, because I feel like most people that played, like if you actually play this game, like you wouldn't say it's bad. It's not difficult. That's probably one of the worst things about this game, is that it's a pretty easy game to play. Like, even, I get, you know, it's aimed towards a younger audience, and it shouldn't be like Dark Souls hard, but you know, they could have made it a little bit more challenging, especially like in some of the later levels. Yeah, speedrunning is difficult too. Speedrunning any game can be difficult. Oh wait, gotta get the socks and whatnot. Oh, this part of the game, I wanted to say this, is like super broken. I don't know if it's probably like this in all the versions, but like once you drown once, it doesn't like reset the water. Like, you push this button, it shuts the door behind you, and then the water starts rising. But once you die, it reopens that door for whatever reason, and then it doesn't matter anymore. Yeah. I mean, just watching some of the trick videos that Shift has uploaded, explaining some of the like speedrun things. Like, I watch them and I'm like, I'm not even gonna attempt to do that, because I know I could spend like 3 hours, maybe accomplish that once, and then be like, alright, I'm never gonna be able to speedrun this game. Am I gonna be able to get back in here now? Okay, yeah. They ought to make it so that like there's, I'm guessing in the Rehydrated version they're gonna make this section a little less easier to just skip through. Okay, so one thing I haven't ever tried is the cruise boost. Is that especially difficult to get a handle on, or is that something where like you really gotta practice it before you can do a cruise boost? Oh, I needed to go there with Patrick. Duh. Just getting way ahead of myself here. Oh, shoot. Not only do I need to get up here with Patrick, but I need to shut the door first. I don't think I could ever be a speedrunner. Not because I don't think I could accomplish the tricks if I practiced hard enough. I think I just crack under pressure too hard. Like, even when I was younger, like anything that was like a timed portion of a game, I would always get stressed out, and like then, like that just makes, it's not that like it's harder. Like if it wasn't timed, like if I didn't have the stress of a timer, I could do it probably just as fast as however what the timer is set to. But when there's a timer involved, it makes me stress, and then I crack under the pressure. I mess up. I mean, that's a good point. I could if I really, really wanted to get into speedrunning, I probably could do it. But I don't know. I don't know if I would probably get bored. You know, I'd probably get bored of playing the same game over and over again. Because it's a grind. It's a real grind. Where's Gary at? Oh, he's all the way up there. You know, I'm pretty sure I wanna show this real quick. But I think if you come through here as SpongeBob, I don't know if it'll do it now. If you come through here as SpongeBob, it teleports you directly to Gary. And it like skips past the warp box. So if you don't turn around like on your first playthrough, you might not realize that there was a warp box behind you in the first place. But I think it's only when you enter the cave for the first time. So since I entered as Patrick, it doesn't happen.
Don't say. Squidward bought a new sweater. Oh, he's so crazy. Meow. And there's a golden spatula at the end of this cave. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know if I could play a game for 2.5 years and just keep going at it. Ah, shoot. Like, I just played through this, I just did 100% playthrough before I streamed this, like a few weeks ago, and I was wondering if I should do a stream because I thought I'd probably get bored playing through the game again. No, I get that. I get that, you know, there's a certain appeal to speedrunning because it's like, it feels really good to know that like you're still improving off of your last time. I mean, that you could apply that to anything in life, to where, you know, you have to grind to get really good at something. You know, playing an instrument or playing sports.
Feel like a new sponge.
You little shit. Ah, fuck.
Go SpongeBob! Go SpongeBob! Go SpongeBob!
You know, I was really expecting nobody to end up watching this stream, because typically when I stream stuff, I don't really get a lot of viewers. I mean, not that, you know, you're pretty much the only person watching this right now, but typically when I stream anything, nobody watches. So I was like, well, this is an old game that's kind of relevant right now. So maybe I'll get like one or two viewers, but like I've had like at least, you know, four people talking in the chat, so that's pretty cool. Which is maybe partially because this game is you know, slightly more relevant now than it was before, or maybe it's just, I don't know. It's just people want to watch this game because it's good. So I'm wondering, there's things like this sock, right? Like you're supposed to use a freezy fruit with Patrick to get this sock, but it's super easy to just do that. Now, did the game developers intentionally leave that in as like, yeah, well, you can get it as SpongeBob, but you could also get it as Patrick and not die? But since there's no consequence to dying in this game, aside from being slightly set back on a checkpoint, why not do it that way? Yeah. This game is, there are obviously, with, you know, a lot of the speedrun strats, it is, you know, there are a lot of glitches and broken things to this game, but it's not overly glitchy. There's a lot of games that are way more glitchy than this game. Like in a casual playthrough, I think most people wouldn't find a lot of the exploits, like disabling the hand glitch. I found that by accident on a casual playthrough. Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, you could say that about a lot of games. Although there are some, you know, bigger games that are really well made, like they really seal some games tight and make sure there's no cheese, no exploits or nothing.
SpongeBob, help me find Patrick. I have a task that I think he can help me with.
One of my favorite games of all time is Kingdom Hearts, and I think that's a game that doesn't really have a lot of exploits to it.
The pesky robot has taken over me ticket booth, and worse. Me money. If you help me get rid of that no-good robot, I'll give you a big reward.
Hey, my back feels better.
Well, it's not exactly what I had in mind. I hope my insurance covers all this. Why don't you try something less expensive? Or, I mean, dangerous. I need them crazy robots cleared out of the bumper boats.
So I have a
When you've destroyed
question.
them all, come back and see me.
The people who are making Rehydrated have said that they're gonna include cut content from in the game. But I think they also said they want to keep it as true to the original as possible, and that the cut content wouldn't be in the main game, that it would, I don't know that they've expressly said this, but it would be outside of the main game, where like they said they're gonna do like the glove world, but it's gonna be like not in the main game, which I think is, I don't think it should be like whacked into the middle of the game somewhere, but I would think it would be cool if they made it like, oh, if you 100% the game, then you get access to Glove World. I think that would be cool. Cause I think the only thing you get for 100%ing the game is a cutscene at the end of the game, I think. I don't know. I think it'd be cool if they could still like, if they added like an extra like door at the end of the game that you could like go through, like a paywall. If like you 100% the game, you go through it, and then you can access the Glove World, and then like maybe at the end of Glove World is the Squidward boss fight. I think it'd be really cool if they worked it in to where it wasn't like, oh, you just go to the main menu. No, there's a lot of games where you know, you can 100% a game and then have like 110%. Why am I holding nothing? I take it all back. This game is broken as hell. Look at this. Who programmed this game? Look what they did. I didn't even mean to do this on purpose, but look what they did. It's broken. This game's broke. And it still worked. It still blew the stuff up. That's hilarious. Anyway, that's how I would do it. I would make it, I would put a 100% paywall at the end of the game. Because there's no real incentive for 100%ing this game. I guess they could, you know, have it outside of the game after you 100% it. They could be like, oh, you 100% the game, and then it unlocks, you know, an extra cut content thing in the main menu. That could be, like, that would still be, like, I would rather have that than just making it separate in the main menu. But if they made it a paywall with like a door in the game, like that, I would like that. Cause like, I don't know, like Spyro, the original Spyro games, like those games go past 100%. Like I think you can 100 and in Spyro 3 it goes like to 117%. Like it's not a concept that hasn't been done before. But I get wanting to keep it true to the original.
Woo! Up we go!
Oops. Oopsie doopsie.
Where am I?
I mean, I also wouldn't mind, I guess, if they did, well, I don't know. I guess it would change speedrunning a little bit if they added that. If they made it to where, I don't know, maybe it would be like 99%, you have to get everything up until Glove World and then have a paywall, and then it would still be 100%, but it wouldn't be, you know, the 100 spatulas. You would have like 100 and however many spatulas after that. Or if, let's say, Glove World doesn't count into the percentage of the game, where Glove World isn't even like, it's not a place where you collect spatulas, it's just like a bunch of mini games and stuff. Because we don't know what Glove World is gonna be. If it's gonna be like an actual level with like a bunch of spatulas. It could just be some cool stuff, like where it just goes to like, say you get 100%, you go to the paywall, you know, in the last area of the game. Like it would be like probably I would put it like behind the movie theater. Like if you could somehow like go around the back of the movie theater and then like have the paywall back there. Oh, I need SpongeBob to do this. Yeah. Yeah. Or like how they have, okay, extra content inside the theater. That's cool. Because the theater is, it's kind of underwhelming. Like once you unlock the theater. How do you think they should handle Patrick's dream? Because they said they want to put, you know, the original idea for Patrick's dream into it. So should they add that to... You think they should have the original Patrick's dream and then... It is a great gag. But the only reason they probably left that gag in is because they didn't have time to finish the original level. They're just like, oh, let's just make it a dumb gag. Because if they made it into a proper level with Patrick's dream, they wouldn't have to change like the spatula amount or anything. You would just still get one spatula. You just have to create whatever, you know, you have to finish whatever the challenge is in that that level. I think they should try to integrate some of this stuff in. Keep the majority of the game true to the original, but I wouldn't mind them throwing in some cut content. And I think that would be a really cool way to do it, is, you know, put Patrick's dream in where it's supposed to go, and then have a 100% paywall at the end of the game, either inside. You could even have like a back exit to the theater. So maybe like you could pay the 40k shinies to get into the theater, and then there's a back door to the theater, and then you go outside, and then there's a paywall back behind the theater to get to Glove World. That could be a cool idea. Because then you have to get the 40k shinies and 100% the game. Oh wait, I want to do this. Because, while I do think, you know, if you're going to remake a game, you should stay true to the original as much as you can. But it is a different game. It's not going to be the same game. They are going to change things. Like, they're changing not just the graphics, but the controls are going to be a little different. They already, you know, they fixed the wonky camera controls. They're gonna fix the glitches. Parts of this game, they're gonna be different. And it's, I don't know, I think it'd be cool to add things in a cool way that, while maybe different from the original game, it I don't know, it freshens things up, you know? And, you know, you still have the original. You still have the OG. Like, wouldn't a remaster be more likely to be closer to the original? Because a remaster still keeps the old graphics, you know? I feel like a remaster is typically more true to the original.
Congratulations, SpongeBob! You're king of the beach! Here, have a golden spatula!
Did I get everything? Did I get all the socks? I feel like I missed a sock. I did miss a sock. I know where I missed a sock, too. And I missed... Oh, I didn't go back to talk to Mr. Krabs. Did I not do the bungee? What are those? Yeah, I know remakes are built from the ground up, but a lot of the time remasters just are like an upscale. I mean, there's plenty of remasters that actually run worse on the remastered version of the game, and it's not really an improvement at all, except for some slightly better graphics. Oh, I missed the, there's a spatula outside of the sandcastle. Oh, yeah. An upscale. Yeah, I guess that would just be a port. But I feel like most remastered games are typically pretty true to the originals. Hang on. Need to get over there.
So, what are you supposed to be?
I'm a starfish.
I'm a figment of SpongeBob's imagination.
Huh?
I mean, couldn't you say the same thing about remakes too, though? I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of remakes that change stuff too. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people use the term remake and remaster interchangeably, but typically, yeah, a remaster, like what they're doing with Battle for Bikini Bottom, would not be considered a remaster because they're not remastering anything, for sure. But I mean, I get that. I do want the game. And with any kind of remake or remaster, I think they should keep the game as true as they can to the original. Don't change the game, but if you want to add stuff to it that's still in line with the original game, you know, the feeling and stuff that still doesn't... Great. I think adding stuff to a game can be done right and can be done wrong. Like, you look... And even with changing the graphics, too. Like, you could change the graphics and one thing, it's like, yeah, you nailed it. It's like, yeah, making that change to this enemy's design or changing this to make it look like that, it's like, yeah, you made the right decision there. But sometimes it's like, no, this is worse. And a lot of people will have different opinions on a lot of things like that. You wouldn't have to remove the old one. So I'm fairly certain with the original concept is you would go into the part where it's just the dark, empty area. And then from there, you would talk to Patrick and then move on to the other part of Patrick's dream. So you wouldn't remove that area. You would just remove him just giving you a golden spatula for the hell of it. It does defeat the purpose of the gag. You'd have to remove the you know, that joke. But I mean, that was originally the intention, you know? I get what you're saying. It's a funny gag. But they, you know, originally, obviously, they intended to make a challenge there. It's just, obviously, they decided not to. They were like, well, we haven't finished this part, so let's not do that. What is this golden spatula? Why am I dumb and I don't remember? Oh, I need to talk to Mrs. Puff, I think. That's it. I'm not saying you're wrong. Like, I get that, like, wanting to stay as close to the original as possible, but it's not like they're getting rid of the original game. Like, you still have that gag. You still have... Oh, I need to switch to SpongeBob. You know what? Oh, I can't... Or did I talk to Mrs. Puff already? No, I didn't. I mean, I'm guessing, like, okay, let's say they did go the route that I'm saying, and they did add stuff in-game, like that. Like, they added Patrick's Dream, and they added Glove World to where it's not in an external menu. And those were the only things they added to the game. I mean, that's not gonna be like, you know, you're not gonna not buy the game because of that, you know? It's not gonna ruin your experience of the game just because it's not 100% true to the original. It's just like, if they don't, you know, if they don't do it, you know, adversely, it's not gonna ruin my experience of the game either. Alright, that should be everything except for the one sock that I've missed. Oh, it's not back there, it's the next one. Well, they are, I mean, they're changing the source material by changing the graphics. Okay, well, here's a question. Do you think they should keep the old voice recordings, or do you think they should get the original voice actor for Mr. Krabs to record voice lines for Mr. Krabs? Or do you think they should keep it true to the original and have the shitty voice acting for whatever person they got to do Mr. Krabs and Mermaid Man? Because I'm like, yeah, if you're gonna remake the game, get the original voice actors from Mr. Krabs and Mermaid Man. I think it's kind of funny, and it's kind of funny and charming in a weird way, but it doesn't impact the gameplay. You're right. But the gameplay will be changed to a degree. They're not going to be able to replicate the gameplay perfectly, so it's already going to be changed. The fact that they're remaking the game implies that there will be at least some amount of change. So, I don't know. I think there's, I think they could add, like, a lot of, you know, cool Easter eggs, things that don't really interrupt the immediate gameplay, like adding new spatulas and stuff like that. Like, that would interrupt, like, the immediate core gameplay. but adding things that like, oh, if you go over here, you can see, I don't know, something, or if you hit this thing, it does something different than it did in the original. Not different, but just like, oh, if you go into Squidward's house and you do this, this wasn't in the original, but you wouldn't notice it if you weren't, like, you know, looking for Easter eggs.
I am so sorry, Squidward. Patrick and I were just playing a game and...
Oh, I correct myself. I should have known that whole robot problem involved both of you.
Squidward, I don't know what to do. How can I fix everything?
Why don't you move to another town? That should help out more than enough. Move to another town. I cracked me up. But seriously, just jump around like an idiot. That should at least make me smile. Okay, just stop jumping, will you? If you take this golden spatula, will you please go away?
See, Squidward? I knew that you could help me out. You're the best.
Don't touch me.
I guess it's just like, let's say you play a game all the way through, and then you come back to it years later, and you find something in that original game that you never had before. That's like a really cool feeling to go like, oh shoot, there's this part of the game that I never even found before. And I guess if they add more stuff to the game and still make it part of the game, like the actual game, it's sort of like that same idea, I think, where it's like, yeah, it's the game and more. But I don't know, some part of me feels like if they just threw some cut content into an external menu, it doesn't feel as cool. It doesn't feel as like, they just, I don't know, they just threw some stuff in a menu. Whereas if incorporating it into the actual game just feels like, it feels more natural. It feels more like, I don't know, it just feels cooler. It's like, yeah, this is cool. It just feels like the lame way out, throwing shit into a menu. And I do get, like, the idea of wanting it to be 100% true to the original. But I also wanted to make it cool.
To face a great challenge.
I've got nerves of steel and muscles of sand.
And eyes of jelly.
My Poseidon has been...
I guess the best way that they could do it is to please everyone, is like have some toggleable option in like a menu that lets you have the cut content in the game or not in the game. But that would be really hard. Or it wouldn't be really hard, but like you know, imagine like if you could go into a menu and just be like, oh, do you want Patrick's dream to be in the game or do you want the original gag? Like, imagine you could toggle that in a menu. That would be cool. I would appreciate that. I'd be like, yeah, so then everybody gets what they want. You just toggle it in a menu. But I really doubt they'd ever do that. Oh, I need to
Now the robot's taking a beating out there.
I mean, there is a way to satisfy everyone, but are they willing to go that far?
The robot
We're fighting for our lives!
I wanna play! I wanna play!
Oh, all right.
Oh!
Sling! The old clothesline move! The robot's losing its head! What a shocking takedown by Patrick!
Up we go!
Oh, wait. What did I do? Why did I do that? Why did I just throw it over there?
Oh! Nice flying, head thing move by Patrick!
What does that say? Whisk? There's a sign that just says whisk. What is that supposed to mean? Shoot.
Oh, close encounters of the painful kind! Sling! The old clothesline move! Oh,
Oops.
Patrick's just getting too close to that metal monster!
No! Where's the head going? Get back here.
Wow! I've never seen such an electrifying match!
Oh, that was fun! Your turn, SpongeBob!
Oh? We...
The old clothesline move. That never gets old.
Whoa! What an opening for a guy literally filled with openings! Oh, what an uppercut!
I wonder if they could somehow make the boss fights a little bit more difficult. They should definitely add like a difficulty setting in the remake. That would be cool. If they let you change the difficulty to make certain things harder. I mean, you could still have the regular normal mode, just like it is in the original, but to give this a little bit more of a challenge would be pretty cool.
That's gotta sting!
Like, you could have like a super hard mode where, you know, you play through the bosses and you don't get access to any underwear. You get 4 hits, and if you take 4 hits, then you lose the boss battle.
That was quite a battle. Tell him what he's won, Johnny. It's a new power, the Bubble Bowl. But wait, there's more. A golden spatula, and that's not all. A gift certificate for $5.32 to Dean's Little Shop of Dried Fish Flakes and Flowers.
Oh, thank you. It all means so much. I promised myself I wouldn't cry.
Yeah, that would add challenge too. You're right. But I think the whole game like could add you could have a difficulty setting for the whole game. I thought maybe you could do something where, like, when you die, you lose a certain amount of shiny objects. That could add difficulty.
Yes, what is it?
Because there's really no consequence for dying.
I was just wondering why all the robots seem to be coming from inside the chum bucket.
Have they? I really haven't noticed.
Yeah. And then there's that big flashing neon sign that says Robot Headquarters.
SpongeBob, I'm your friend, right?
No, not really.
Exactly, and as your non-friend, I worry about you. Like right now, you're thinking too much. I'm worried you might really hurt yourself. Tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna think for you. This way you won't hurt yourself, and you can just keep working on getting me into the chum bucket.
Thanks, Plankton. You're the best non-friend a friend could have. No more thinking for me.
Alrighty, so we did all of Jellyfish Fields, downtown Bikini Bottom, except for the cruise bubble thing. Goo Lagoon's done. And I've been playing for over 3 hours, like 3.5 hours I've been playing this. No, they could add that. It would be a major gameplay change, but I'm saying add a difficulty setting. Like, you know, like most games have easy mode, normal mode, hard mode. Just add a toggleable hard mode. Like that's not an unusual thing. Let people play the OG normal and then add a hard mode. It would give the game a lot of replayability too. Oh really? That's pretty cool. I didn't know about that. I mean, why not just add a setting in the menu that lets you turn that on? I think there's a lot of things they could do to still, you know, you'd still I think they should add the option. Let you play through the game in a hard mode. You know, keep the normal easy mode, whatever you want to call it, but add a toggleable hard mode. I don't know if lives would be the right way to do it, because a lot of games, even if you lose all of your lives, you don't I don't know, like you get a game over screen, but then you just, you know, go back to having like 3 lives or whatever.
And you'll bowl a bubble that can knock down robots from a safe distance.
Wow!
Remember though, the bubble bowl only works on things that are close to the ground.
Got it.
So yeah, I think there's things they could add to the game without changing the game. Just by adding, you know, adding it in the options menu. Be like, oh, do you want it to be in hard mode or do you want it to be in normal mode? And it would definitely give the game replayability. A lot of replay value. Alright, I think that's gonna be all for me today. I don't think I'm gonna stream anymore because I've been streaming for like 3 hours. I'm really hungry. It's getting late and I'm out. So thanks for chatting with me. Thanks for watching my stream. Thanks for following. That was really cool. And yeah, I guess I'll finish playing this some other time. Later, taters.